Good evening and thank you for joining us on India Business Hour. I'm Parikshit Luthra and here are the headlines we are tracking. Day of range-bound trade on Dalal Street. The Nifty and Sensex end flat. Mid-caps outperform. Rupee closed flat versus the US dollar. A special court extends CBI custody of former ICICI Bank CEO Chanda Kochhar, her husband Deepak Kochhar and Videocon Group founder Venugopal Dhoot till tomorrow. The public prosecutor said the CBI did not get enough time to interrogate the three for their alleged role in the bank fraud case. Both Dhoot and Chanda Kochhar's lawyers argued that prosecution should show some progress before seeking extension of custody. Reliance completes 20 years of double-digit growth since 2002 when Mukesh Ambani took over as chairman. After successful forays into telecom and retail, the behemoth now eyes the spot of the world's lowest cost producer of solar energy and green hydrogen. Uzbekistan claims 18 children have died after consuming cough syrups manufactured by an Indian company, Marion Biotech. Launches a probe to investigate. The country's health ministry says preliminary probe shows the presence of toxyethylene glycol in the company's syrup. The government steps in as complaints over instances of call drops increase. The telecom department calls for a closed-door meeting with telecom companies, raises concerns over quality of service. Russian President Putin signs off on a 5-month ban on oil exports to countries that impose the EU price cap starting February. The $60 a barrel price cap was imposed by European Union to sap Russia's funding for their invasion in Ukraine. The oil cap has been accepted by the G7 nations as well. On to the day's trading action. A range-bound session saw the Nifty and Sensex end flat with a slight negative bias. Nifty Bank fell in line with the benchmarks, but mid-caps fared better. PSU banks led from the front. Prashant Nair is here with all the details. Prashant, over to you.
After 2 days of very strong pullback, the market consolidating a little bit. The Nifty ending down by about 20-25 points, but not before kind of knocking into an important level, which I'll come to in a bit. The banks also corrected a little bit more than the Nifty. Sectorally, there wasn't really one big pocket of gain or losses. It was more kind of distributed. Large cap gains coming through in names like Titan, Mahindra & Mahindra, Power Grid and Maruti. Actually, only 4 Nifty stocks ending with gains of more than 1%. Losses coming through, again, nothing large, but Bharti, Apollo Hospitals, Bajaj Finserv are names which lost in today's session. Broader markets, I mean, a little bit here, a little bit there. No directional move on the mid-cap and the small-cap indices. Market breadth, though, was positive, but not, I mean, in a huge way. Mid-cap gains, fertilizer stocks, as you can see on your screen, RCF, FACT, etc., did very well. GIC RE is come back into rotation. Adani Total, Ircon, you had, Indian pesticides, Lodha, which is Macrotech developer, Saregama and Devyani Foods, if I can name those which moved higher on the back of stronger volumes. PSU banks have had it very volatile, and today, in the last 30 minutes, they sold off quite aggressively. So IOB, Union Bank, Bank of India, actually, if you look at the Nifty PSU Bank Index, it's a sharp fall between 3 and 330 today. As I said, the Nifty's had a quiet session, much needed after all of the volatility the last 4 days. Thursday and Friday last week when the markets corrected, and of course the bounce we had over Tuesday and Monday and Tuesday. Today was quieter. The Nifty is also left off after hitting, the trend line all the way from June lows, which is at 18,170, which becomes the immediate level to take out on the upside if the market has got to do more from here on. Back to you.
Thanks very much, Prashant, for getting us that comprehensive update on the markets. Let's focus on the bank fraud case that has been registered by the CBI against Chanda Kochhar, husband Deepak Kochhar and Venugopal Dhoot as well. A special court has extended the CBI custody of former ICICI Bank CEO Chanda Kochhar, her husband, and also Videocon Group founder Venugopal Dhoot till tomorrow. The public prosecutor said that the CBI did not get enough time to interrogate the three for their alleged role in the ICICI Bank Videocon loan case. Santya Gora, who was tracking the proceedings in court, gets us the latest.
Mumbai Special CBI Court has granted police custody of Chanda Kochar, Deepak Kochar and Venugopal Dhoot to CBI till tomorrow. CNBC-TV18 has gathered from our sources that when these three accused were confronted with each other by the agency, all three of them denied any quid pro quo angle. So talking about the case here, it was on 7th of September 2009 that a loan of rupees 300 crore was disbursed by the ICICI Bank to Videocon International, and within 24 hours, the very next day, an amount of rupees 64 crore was transferred from Videocon International to Deepak Kochar's firm, New Power Renewable Private Limited. Now, this is the bone of contention because according to CBI, this amount of rupees 64 crore was the illegal gratification, was the kickback, which according to CBI, Chanda Kochar received in exchange of disbursing that 300 crore rupee loan. Now, when confronted on this particular point, the accused told the agency that there was no question of repaying this loan back to Videocon or Venugopal Dhoot because this was not some loan per se. This was actually a genuine business investment which was made by Venugopal Dhoot in Chanda Kochar's husband's firm. Apart from that, Chanda Kochar told the agency, and this is what we are gathering from our sources, we are hearing from our sources, that Chanda Kochar told the agency that she never interfered with her in her husband's work and vice versa. That's why she wasn't even aware that an amount of rupees 64 crore was transferred from Videocon International to her husband's firm. This is what these three accused have maintained in their interrogation. Now CBI has their custody till tomorrow.
After Maiden Pharma, another Indian pharma company now finds itself in the eye of storm. Uzbekistan has claimed that 18 children have died in the country after consuming medicines manufactured by Noida-based Marian Biotech. As per reports on a local Uzbek news website, the Uzbek government said that 21 kids were hospitalized with acute respiratory diseases, a side effect of consuming the cough syrup Doc-1 Max, which Marian Biotech allegedly manufactures. 18 of these children have since died. According to the Uzbek Health Ministry, primary laboratory studies have shown the presence of ethylene glycol in the syrup. Remember, ethylene glycol is toxic and found in industrial-grade glycerine, which should not be used in pharmaceutical products. Uzbekistan's statement says that the tablets and syrups being marketed under the Doc-1 brand have since been withdrawn from sale in all pharmacies in the country. The World Health Organization responded to CNBC-TV18's query on this incident, saying that it is in contact with health authorities in Uzbekistan. It has added that its team stand ready to assist Uzbekistan in further probe. Meanwhile, Indian Health Ministry sources say the cough syrup under question is not sold in India. The statement from Uzbekistan also saying that the children who died took between 2.5 and 5 milliliters of the cough syrup at home for 3 to 4 times a day, which was higher than the standard dose of the drug. Remember, the Indian government has given a clean chit to Maiden Pharma, who was in the dock following allegations that its cough syrups were suspected to have caused the deaths of at least 70 children in Gambia. The Indian drug regulator claimed that samples of Maiden Pharma's cough syrups did not contain traces of diethylene glycol or ethylene glycol and were found to be of standard quality. That's not all. The Indian drug regulator also wrote to the WHO alleging that the global organization's claims that Maiden Pharma syrups supposedly caused the deaths of children in Gambia had adversely impacted the image of India's pharma products across the world. And sources tell us that Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia will be visiting Delhi airport tomorrow to review the implementation of random testing for international passengers amid a spike in COVID cases in some nations. Sources also say that mock drills were conducted at 20,000 hospitals across India to check for preparedness of health facilities. 15,000 of them were government hospitals. Sources say that central government was unlikely to bring back mandatory masking at the moment. Spandana Spurti has approved the transfer of its stress loan portfolio to an asset reconstruction company. The rural-focused NBFC and microfinance lender will sell stress loans worth more than 320 crore rupees for 95 crore rupees. The company will decide on the sale using the Swiss challenge method for bidding. Reliance Jio has launched 5G services in 11 more Indian cities. This includes Lucknow, Trivandrum, Mysore, Nasik, Aurangabad, Chandigarh. Earlier, Jio 5G was available in major cities including Delhi, NCR, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad and Chennai. Reliance Industries has completed 20 years of double-digit growth since 2002 when Mukesh Ambani took over as chairman. After successful forays into telecom and retail, the behemoth is now eyeing the spot of the world's lowest cost producer of solar energy and green hydrogen. Sonia Shenoy is standing by to walk us through Reliance's landmark journey under Mukesh Ambani over the past 2 decades.
Well, the year 2022 marks 2 decades of Mukesh Ambani's leadership at Reliance Industries. We take you through his journey and the exponential growth the group has seen over the last 2 decades. Let's throw it way back to July 2002 when 45-year-old Mukesh Ambani took over Reliance Industries after the demise of his father, late Shri Dhirubhai Ambani. Since then, Reliance has achieved consistent and strong double-digit growth. The market capitalization of Reliance rose at an annualized rate of 20.6% in the last 20 years, rising from almost 50,000 crores in March 2002 all the way to 17.81 lakh crores in March of 2022. In fact, we've put together a table of the key financial parameters and how most metrics have seen high teens growth in the last 2 decades. If you look at the revenue and the net profit itself, they've risen 15 to 16% on an annualized basis over the last 20 years. Not just that, exports, assets, net worth have all gone up in excess of about 15% and almost 20% on asset growth for the last 20 years for the group. Well, the gains are not for the group to enjoy alone. Reliance has successfully and consistently generated wealth for investors. Reliance added 17.5 lakh crores to investor wealth in just the last 2 decades, adding an average of 87,000 crores to investor wealth every single year. Also, Reliance has displayed agility and relevance by investing in new and upcoming businesses. Reliance's E&P business made its first hydrocarbon discovery way back in 2002, and production started in 2009. After that, Reliance Retail started its operations as well, and in 2016, the big breakthrough came in when Reliance entered the highly competitive telecom industry. Reliance Jio started operations in 2016, and this led to the cost of data per GB falling from 500 rupees in India to 12 rupees post the launch of Jio. Not just that, India's ranking in broadband data consumption as well moved from 50 in 2016 to number 1 in 2018. And this at a time when the traditional refining and petchem business expansion continued. So from a single refinery in 2002, Jamnagar is now the world's largest single location refining complex. In fact, Reliance has added some of the world's largest downstream units as well, setting up the world's largest refinery off-gas cracker at Jamnagar and added the world's largest petcoke gasification unit. The last 2 decades have been full of milestones for Reliance, but now let's look ahead into the future. Reliance is committed to investing 75,000 crores in the next 3 years in its new energy businesses and aims to become the world's lowest cost producer of solar energy and green hydrogen. Reliance will be setting up 5 integrated gigafactories at Jamnagar to emerge as the world's lowest cost producer both of solar energy and green hydrogen, and the plan is to become net carbon neutral by 2035. Not just that, Reliance will start 10 gigawatts of solar PV cell and module factory. That happens in 2024, and that will be scaled up to 20 gigawatts by 2026. Remember, it was also under the leadership of Mukesh Ambani that Reliance set a record of capital fundraising way back in FY21. It raised more than 2.5 lakh crores through rights issue and minority stake sales in Jio platform and Reliance Retail Ventures to global marquee investors. During FY21, Reliance was the single largest FDI generator for India at a time when most companies were struggling to survive. Finally, let's wrap this up with Reliance Industries' commitment to corporate social responsibility. The Reliance Foundation was set up way back in 2010 with Neeta Ambani at the helm, and it has so far touched more than 6.3 crore lives and is India's biggest CSR initiative both by reach and by spend.
2022 was truly an electric year for the auto industry. From hatchbacks to SUVs to bikes, there was no stopping the EV boom as India's roads witnessed a near 3-fold rise in this fast-growing segment. Here's a quick recap of the big launches and landmark events for India's EV industry in the year gone by and what 2023 could have in store as well. From 3.2 lakh EVs in 2021 to around 10 lakh electric vehicles in 2022, India's EV sector has grown over 200% this year. From 0.7% adoption in 2019 and 2020 to 1.7% in 2021. 4.7% of all vehicles sold in 2022 were electric. While the overall percentage may seem low, the numbers are clearly showing strong growth. If monthly sales were around 13,000 in 2020, That number increased to 43,000 in 21 and 1.2 lakh in 2022. Among states, Delhi is leading the way with 10% of all vehicle registrations for EVs. When it comes to EV adoption, Karnataka is at 6.1%, Maharashtra at 5.6% and Tamil Nadu at 3.8%. 2023 is set to be packed with new electric vehicle launches. For the first time, at least 30 pure EV companies will showcase their products at the Auto Expo in January, along with electric vehicles from established OEMs. So here are some cars and two-wheelers that will definitely hit the roads next year. Tata Motors, which has launched the 10 lakh Tigor EV, will begin sales in January. According to reports, you could see the Altroz and the Punch in electric avatars as well. Hyundai will be launching the premium electric car, the Ioniq 5, which is the same platform as the Kia EV6. This will give you a range of 631 kilometers and could be priced around 50 lakhs. MG Water wants a chunk of the mass market EV segment. They will be launching the Air EV, which is most suitable for intra-city travel, will give you a range of 200 to 300 kilometers, will be the smallest electric car in India and will be priced around 10 to 15 lakhs. Mahindra & Mahindra's XUV 400 EV will be commercially launched in January. Promises a range of more than 450 kilometers and is likely to be priced around 15 to 20 lakhs. Expect a strong offering from French car maker Citroën. They will be launching the EC3 electric hatch to compete aggressively with Tigor and Tiago EVs. This will offer a range of at least 300 kilometers and could be priced between 10 to 12 lakhs. In the two-wheeler space, you can expect Bajaj Auto to launch multiple products. 2 EVs, one for micro-mobility and one for the B2B segment for Bajaj-backed Yulu, and more than one new scooter under the Chetak brand. Ather 450X Upgrade will be launched in January, and an all-new electric scooter from Ather can be expected in August-September next year. Bharat Forge-backed Tork Motors will be launching a facelift of the Kratos in January, followed by one new electric motorcycle platform in 2023. The world's largest two-wheeler manufacturer, Hero MotoCorp, will focus on expanding sales of the Vida V1 Pro and the Vida V1 Plus from 3 to more cities. But we do hear the company will launch at least one new electric scooter under the Vida brand in 2023. All in all, 2023, EV makers will be increasing volumes and launching new products. According to industry estimates, market share of electric two-wheelers could go up from 15% to 25% next year. Market share of electric cars could go up from 1.4 to 3%. That is from 50,000 electric cars in annual volumes this year to 1.2 lakh cars. Pricing pressures could impact the growth of the sector. Battery costs have been going up by 7 to 8% and are currently around $160 per kilowatt hour. This could impact sales. Any COVID disruptions in China may also impact production and prices. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of India Business Hour. Thank you for watching. News continues right here on CNBC TV 18.